So if you're watching this after I've recorded it live, you'll hear that. But I'm going to get my chat up. And then we'll have some people join us. I believe I had said last weekend that I would be doing this. So, and excuse me, I still have allergies, so I probably will be coughing a little bit and clearing my throat a little bit, and I hate doing that, but that is what happens. So I'm going to just pull this camera forward a little bit and see what happens there, because I want you guys to see less of the stuff on my desk and more of the stuff I want to show you. So it's time. It's time for December Daily. And a week from today, we're going to start, which seems crazy, which also means I need to get this prep done. So first thing I'm going to do is go through with my album and how that's set up to begin with. I'll show you the containers that I use for storage. I'll show you the way I store my paper. And then we'll literally today, I'm going to go through with the piece that I store things in the container, and I'm going to pull the stuff out of that, and we're going to put it in the containers today. So album first, this is a scrapbook.com 6x8 album. It is a little bigger than a typical album. I wish they'd add another 1/2 inch. I don't remember what this is, but it's about a 1/2 inch smaller than some of the biggest binders I've used, because my album by the end of this will be doing this, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. And I have a lot of those on my shelves. This also does come in a beautiful Kelly green, and I forgot to check this. I don't remember, but I used this either in red or green last year, and decided to repeat that again just because I think this album is so beautiful. It does not come with any page protectors, just so you know that. And I will be using really basically mostly Simple Stories page inserts, but I will also have some scrapbook.com. We'll talk to you about that, and we'll talk to you about what I've done already for my December Daily. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I think this will help you a little bit better. So these are my inserts. I buy these in packs. They're 6x8 inserts. You can buy them from Simple Stories. You can also now buy them all from scrapbook.com. I think this is helping you see this, but if it's not, I'll describe what they are. So the first one, probably one of my most used inserts, is 1 4x6 across the bottom, 2 3x4s at the top. So I put in 10 of those into this album because I like that one a lot. Then, and I think my next one, this I thought was back further, so I'm going to pull that, and if it's not back further, I'll add the insert. The next one I use a lot of is the 4 3x4s. So that's what this one is. I'm hoping you can see the little pieces. This one I like, and I'll use this. You've seen me do this where I cut this piece off right here, these two, and I just use it as a 2x2. I've done that before sometimes. So I have a few of those. I have all of these packages of the inserts really literally below my desk, just to my left hand here, and that way I can use them as I see fit. This is so funny. I've got the 4x4 photo sleeves in here for some reason, are mixed in. This is 2 4x6s. I like this quite a bit. You can also take this one and cut like right below this line here, and then you have separate 4x6 inserts. You can also use the Ali Edwards kind of like tabs, and I'll show you those. You'll see them eventually and just add them to a regular, like if you have some of these pockets, you can get them with, what am I going to say? You can get them without the little attachment here. So the other thing you could do, this will not, yeah, it won't sit completely properly. So I guess with 2, there would never be this. So it'll swing a little bit, just so that you know that if you decide to do that. I also have little tiny page protectors from Creative Memories that will stick to this as well too. I didn't pull those out, but they're called Pocket. Let me grab them. They're right here so that you can see what they are. And then I'll probably add some in here. Peekaboo pockets, that's what they're called. So let me show you what a 4x4 one looks like, so you can see this. So they're like this. They're just a pocket like this. You can get these in 4x6 and 3x4. And then what you can do is you can just stick them on to a page here. Or you could even do it this way if you wanted to, so that it's sitting in there. But these actually fold over so they stick like this. And that's another way to make an extra pocket. So Creative Memories, again, sells these. They have them in 3x4, 3x4, 4x6, and that 4x4 size. They also have them in larger sizes too, like 5x7, which I do have. So I could add that into something as well too. Anyway, so there's a little bit about that. So peekaboo pockets as an extra for you. Then my next one, and oops, sorry guys. This is where I need to put the 4x4s. I don't know why they were spread out a little bit. So this is 2 4x4s. Hey, Carrie. Oh, that's exciting. Excellent. I am going to do a smaller tree today. At least one. I might do 2. And bring my big tree in just to make sure everything's working okay after I'm done with this. So that's cool. It's that time. And then what I do is when I bring my big tree on, because it's in my living room, I have one that you can change the colors of the lights from white to multi. So I'll just put it on white until I actually put it up, and then I do the multi. Okay, so 2 4x4s. This is a 2x8 strip. You've seen me use my fuse tool. It's F-U-S-E from We Are Memory Keepers to close this, but I put sequins in that sometimes. And then I'll use it across here as well to fuse so that they don't all fall to the bottom. So that's a little hint. Then this is one of my new favorites. You guys saw this last year. This is from scrapbook.com. You go to the page protector section and you can buy these. Look at the 6x8s. So if you're buying page protectors for these kind of more simple ones, you can buy these as well. And what this is it's a page of 3x4s here. So there's 4 inserts on each side. And then there's this little flap that folds in or out. And then there's another 2 on this one side. So you actually can get 12 3x4 photos here. You also can, don't forget, you can flip them over so that if you want this on the other side, you can do that too. I know that sounds like such a silly thing to bring up, but that really is, it really is true. I didn't think about that right away. Okay, so those are the specialty ones from scrapbook.com again. And then the second specialty one that I use is this one, which is 2 4x6s, and then the 2 3x4s as the fold out. Again, same thing. You can flip it over if you want to do that. What I used to do is I would add a little 3x4 peekaboo pocket to it, and other you know, other things. Yeah, Carrie, these are really important to December Daily. It gives you a lot more flexibility. This one in the specialty was definitely my favorite last year, and I used this a lot because I had some events where I had tons of photos, as we all do at Christmas, right? And then I can get them all in this album. Okay, so 2 4x6s, 2 3x4s, flip it over if you want. And then, I don't even know if I talked about this one. Did I miss this? This is the solid 6x8. I might have. So this is just a 6x8, so you can get a full page in there if you want. You can do it as a photograph. You can print that. I usually do that Hallmark movie checklist, which I just realized I haven't seen yet this year, so I'm going to have to do that because I have been starting to watch the Hallmark movies from this year. So anyway, good one for either doing some sort of kind of collage scrapbook page like we normally do on a 12x12 if you're a 12x12 scrapper, or a full-size photo would be really cool in here as well. I've used that for both, but I also use this for 2 other important reasons. One of them is starting out. I have the beginning of a page here. So what this is I've been buying Christmas presents. These are all the receipts from my Christmas presents. And I have been saving those. So this is something that I had just tucked into my album until I put these in today and then put this here. The other thing that I will do is as I go through the month, and you guys all know with my work schedule, some days I don't do anything except for work. So what I will do is I will take photos of different decorations or new things or an event that happened earlier. We actually saw a Christmas light display already. I could have documented that, which I didn't because we do it every year. We just did a little different this year. We did a walkthrough instead of the drive-through we normally do because I had that last weekend and this weekend. Anyway, so you can do events in the past, and I still date those with the date that I do the event. In 10 years, am I going to care if that actually occurred on that day? No, it's fine. I just prefer to date mine. I like the organization of that. So whatever works for you. So that is the album. Again, scrapbook.com. And then the papers are coming from both scrapbook.com, or the page protectors are coming from scrapbook.com and or Simple Stories, but scrapbook.com has all the different types of these that I talked about under their own brand as well. One other thing that I wanted to show you that I don't have in here, I'm just going to pop this into I'm not going to pop it into my album here, but I mistakenly bought these small pockets once for their 4x6, one of their 4x6 albums. So there's like, you know, these are, I think, 3x3. This is, I don't know if that's a 4x4 or not. Yeah, that's a 4x4 with some 2x2s. And then there's a whole sheet of 2x2s and then 2 3x4s here, which actually, that one would be a cool one to just have in here because I could do 2 horizontal ones. So anyway, and I think they had more different varieties in here. I guess that's it. That was, oh, they had one total 3 vertical 4x6 in here too, but I've used them over the years. I'm just trying to use them up, but these I'm just going to keep in my basket, which I'll show you in just a minute. And that will be a little addition to our album. So anyway, so that's the album setup. I can put that away for now. Then let's talk about paper. So last week I had alluded to the fact that I had gone through and sort of reorganized my Christmas paper. Now, is this all my Christmas paper? No. This is general Christmas paper. I did not buy a collection this year. That's the first time I have not done that because I have a lot of 12 by 12 paper here, and I also have 6 by 8 paper from LA Studio. I use my Christmas supplies not just for December daily, but also my Christmas scrapbooking events all through the year. So when Christmas ends, I don't put this away because I still need to do my 12 by 12 pages, mostly really for my grandkids' pages, because my pages are pretty much already documented in this 6 by 8 format. But so I've gotten a collection of a lot of different papers over the years, and they were all kind of mishmashy. So what I did this year, using these envelopes, this is Old Cropper Hopper ones. And these are scrapbook.com. They're not quite as sturdy as these, but I actually think they bend better. I've never ripped one. So scrapbook.com, again, for like these project page things as well too. Supplies, they have the label if you want to use that. I tend not to. So what I did is I organized it by solids, and I organized it by prints and patterns, that kind of thing. And the reason this came up, and then I should tell you, I also have 3 envelopes of specific collections in them. I have an envelope with Bella Boulevard collections. I have an envelope with an Echo Park one that is very old-fashioned Christmas, and it's very vintagey looking, which is not what my December dailies look like. I think I won the collection, if I remember correctly. And then I have another one that is I want to say it's not pink paisley. It's another very sort of modern but soft collection. So I have 3 of those envelopes. Oh, and I have a little bit of October afternoon Christmas stash that I keep trying to use up. So hopefully I will do that this year. But anyway, so that's what those are all about. And then this now is organized, and I'll just pull this out. I have some scraps here that are larger, but I organized it in color because I thought I needed to buy red and green, just solid red and green, and really I really needed a lot more green than I needed anything. I do have some Echo Park from the last year collection of just plain colored cardstock. So you can see what the colors are going to be for me this year. It'll be red, green, kind of a light blue or aqua, depending on pages, and then navy, which has kind of been my theme for the last few years. So here's this like solid greens or a little bit of green pattern I have. Unfortunately, I ordered more paper from the Echo Park paper sale and some die cuts and a few chipboard things because I was a little low on those pieces, at least so that they would coordinate back here. And it didn't come. It was supposed to be here last week and it didn't make it. So hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, but you get the idea. And I just ordered miscellaneous papers from miscellaneous things. So I do have red, but I was looking for like some red snowflakes, some red polka dots. That's what I really was missing in here. I've got some navy in here. I've got the blue. You see the blue here. And then this is the aqua. So you really see, if I take this out, this is what my album will look like this year. Basically, those are the colors in the album. Back to what this is, okay? So these are mostly faux solids and that kind of a thing. I know there's a bigger print on some of these, so the snowflakes are in here as well, because they're generally a white background. They're a colored background with a white snowflake, so I do consider those like a faux solid as well. So let me pop these back in, and then I'll pull out the next one I have here. Okay, the next envelope is more my pattern papers. I also had a few like 3x4 cards, cut aparts, those kinds of things, and then just some somebody gave me a Doodlebug grab bag package, and there's some pieces from that in here, a couple of sticker sheets and that kind of stuff. We'll see how I use them. And then I usually house like these are the cut aparts that I still have almost in partial sheets here, but not as small as the other ones, right in front here so that I can see what I have. And then, so I have, again, here a couple of stripes here, pieces of paper. This is one thing I forgot to do before I talk to you guys, so I will have to catch myself back up. But any sort of acetate that I want to use can also go in this folder. So this is a really pretty sort of holly one. I do like to sometimes use those in between pages if pages don't seem to work. So I'll have to take a look and see what I've got there, because I didn't even think about that, but I might need to do a little run to like Hobby Lobby just to get some even just plain white. I'll do that, just get plain white if I don't have a pattern or print. So I'll take a look at that a little bit later, leave this out to remind me to do that. So I'm gonna put this sheet over here that I have to check that out before I'm done. And then here are just some specialty papers, some recipe cards that I could use. I make a sugar cookie every year. I've already got that one done. There's a Christmas list, and then some miscellaneous 3x4 from an old paper pad. These are sort of just general patterned papers then that don't, they're not necessarily like a stripe or something like that. I've got some candy canes here, Christmas trees, because I love a good Christmas tree paper for my Christmas tree 4x6s or Christmas tree layouts. Some Santa papers, and then or a Santa paper. And my grandkids just wrote letters to Santa. I just saw them do that at something. And then here we go with, this is a multi-colored snowflake. There's some other, and this is a collection I used last year. And then I've got stripes in here. Lots of different stripes. I think I had, oh, here's the polka dot. One polka dot, some plaids, some different plaids. Hopefully you can see that. And then this is a collection that actually goes together. These 4 pieces of paper go together in just a 4-piece collection. So I thought I'd pull those in. That'll go on a 12x12 layout. That won't go on anything that we're talking about today. The other thing besides, and then I have a little miscellaneous 6x8 piece left over from years ago that I have not used yet. So that could go in somewhere. And then there's a little flag piece there. Colors are a little bit different than what I'll probably be using, so I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that, but I do love this one. So that could sit in between something. So I like that quite a bit. So we'll pop those in. So that's in general how I organize my paper and how that works. The other thing that I don't have included here that I just thought about is some glitter paper in red and green as well. I'll get that when I get everything else. Okay, so what am I using to organize? This has not changed the last couple of years. I have 3 main, this one was a new one, 3 main organizational systems here. Ooh, and before I finish this, Carrie made a note that she has checklists from Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu. And then one more that she can't think of. So there's checklists out there for Christmas movies for Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu as well as a Hallmark channel. Okay, so 3 main organizational systems. A basket I have used for years. I don't even remember where I got this anymore. Likely Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And this is what holds the majority of my pieces. This I got 2 years ago, I think, Moira, if you guys follow her, had one that she had been gifted, and I loved it so much I asked her where she had gotten it, or if she knew where they had gotten it for her. Or I loved it. I asked her so much, and she said it was gifted, but she knew it was Target, I believe. Anyway, 2 years ago, but maybe you can find something like that. 3 different little trays here, and then lastly, this is a 31 little bag here, and then it's got a little back pocket there to hold things in. And this is really, I store my, and it's got a little Santa belt thing. I store my enamel dots in this for my regular scrapbooking. And since we're talking about that, I'll show you what I pulled, because I pulled some of these from my regular stash already. So let's do that, because they're sitting right here and I want to get them out of the way. But I pulled my red and green enamel dots, a little bit of white, added some gold, and I'll show you why in just a second. But red, green, what I had as some red hearts here from my normal, I'll show you that. This is my normal way of keeping them in this little 31 bag. So there they all sit. So I'll just pop those in here, some Bella Boulevard stars. And then here, I've got Ellie's Studio. This is a couple years old. This is from 2021, these heart and acetate stickers. And I still have not used many of these because you can see through them. And I use a lot of pattern paper. Okay, thanks, Carrie. Carrie said Disney Plus is the other one that she's got the checklist for. And then these are Christmas versions of the puffy hearts. And then I had some red stars and hearts here, more red hearts and green hearts. These are some chipboard stars and hearts, chipboard stars and hearts, using that, getting the red and green in, and again, some navy. And then this was from a couple years ago that I bought and have used very few of these gold. This is probably more for my 12 by 12 scrapbooking, but I'm gonna drop that in here as well. And I'm just gonna put this all in this little bag. And it's so easy for me to thumb through this when I need to do that. And then the other thing that'll go in there for right now is I've used most of these up, and my goal this year, I hope, on a layout somewhere, is to use up these last 2 enamel stars from Ellie's Studios. And then I have some silver and gold stars, and these are from a company that is not functioning anymore. So glitter, silver, and gold stars. I don't really have silver anywhere else. I do have silver enamel dots and stars from Doodlebug as well, like these. So I could pop those in there if I want to. I'll wait and see how big that gets. Then let's talk about, before we get to anything else, let's talk about dishes. So I have these little dishes, these little Pyrex dishes, and this is how I keep my wood veneer. So I've got snowflakes, stars, and trees in this one. Okay, so I went through my wood veneer earlier this morning and just popped that stuff in there. So I can use these on layouts. I like to add a little bit of wood here and there. And then I have an old, some old snowman enamel buttons from, I think it's from Creative Memories. So or not Creative Memories, Crepe Paper, an old Crepe Paper collection. I need to use those up this year somewhere. Not quite sure where that's going to be, if it's going to be in 12 by 12 or more likely there, because there's 3 different buttons there, or 2 different buttons, I guess, with a third one. But anyway, and then I also have a variety of these wood snowflakes in some different designs. These are all from either Michael's, and these come from Studio, Calico, Michaels, and Amazon. That's where they all come from. I know what shapes I use, so as I run out of things, I just order more, but I didn't need to do that this year. These I know are old Michaels. And then I have some word pieces that are older than dirt that I haven't used that I've tucked in here as well. So I try to use a couple of those a year. So I do have room in these. Sometimes they get so stuffed, but as I'm using more and more, my hope is someday that these can all, well, I guess these are so big, they'll probably never be able to go all together. But what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to set them on each other like this. And then I have another dish that is also just washi tape. And I have a suspicion that I'm going to find some washi tape in my piece here. There we go. Sorry guys, I just realized that my iPad wasn't plugged in, so that's how I'm talking to you. It's in my storage container. So all right, so we'll just put that in. Let me show you this because I talked to you like you could see that. Put that in there just like that. Okay. Then let's start talking what we're going to put in this. I'm going to do this and just get like the other things that are sitting out on my desk. We'll do that, and then we'll go from there, and I'll open my container. I'll show you how it's stored. Let's see. I'm hoping you guys can see this. So what I did also this morning is I went into my lettering and I found my green alphas and my red alphas here. And so there's big ones, little ones, there's puffies, there's stickers, there's smaller letter stickers, all sorts of different kinds of letter stickers. A lot of this, I don't use them as much on my December daily, but these I use quite a bit in my 12 by 12 scrapbooking, and I want those handy so that I don't have to be going through my stash as much when I'm doing, I don't know, 10, 12 layouts from Christmas. So there we go. That's sitting in the basket now. So you can kind of see how that goes. I'm going to push this to the side a little bit. And I'm also going to push everything else. I want to show you how I store every year. So this is a container from Recollections, Michael's Crafting Storage. And it's just the container. They used to make these trays that sit in the top. And you can't see it right now, but they have all sorts of small little spots in them to store stuff. So that's how everything is stored. And then, let me see, this could be disastrous. When I take this out, I have the bigger stuff stored under that. So it's going to be scary because I don't want it all to fall. I'm going to put this big one back here. And then I'm going to bring out this little tray because I see some stuff that needs to kind of go in these trays. And I'll play around with this organization a little bit, how these trays work, until I feel comfy. I know I've got some other ones coming, and we'll see how this works. But first of all, this is Ellie's Studio smaller die cuts, and they're from this year, but I also, or from the past year, if I had anything left. And then I just put it all in here, okay? And I like this because if I'm looking for an Ellie's Studio thing, I've used them long enough, then I can just go to this, right? And I know they're all right here. But it also might be the look of the page that I want to, and I might think, oh, this would be perfect for an Ellie's Studio something. So there's those. Then I also have these word pieces. And by the way, I save these. I'll put them back in that container when I'm done. For now, I'm going to pop those in here. But I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to have to go in here. And then because I'm going to have those new pieces, those new die cuts, you'll eventually see that, because when I scrapbook, I just slide this right up to the top of my mat. You'll be able to, you'll see this tray a lot when I'm doing a December daily. And by the way, I didn't talk about that. Yes, guys, I am doing a December daily. I'm going to do a live video every day. I plan on doing it just like I did last year, hopefully with less coughing. And then there's also a 2024 December daily playlist. I think it's actually called December Daily 2024. Just so that you know that when you're looking for them, the only thing that's sitting in there now is when I got my Ellie Studio kit. But that's where those videos will all go. If you miss them and you can't find it, just go look in there, because they'll, as soon as I'm done, I put it in the album. All right, these are ephemera from Echo Park Happy Holidays from last year that I didn't use. I had 2 packages of this, so we'll just pop those in there. And like I said, I think I'm going to end up having to take these and put those in there. I know I'm going to, but since there's nothing in there now, we'll leave them just as they are. Hey, Gail, I'm happy to catch this. I'm happy you're catching this too. You're actually here right about the right time, because we're getting into the nitty gritty actually of my planning and all of that right now. So that's kind of that. The other thing that I think I want to add into this little spot here is my twine. And so I have twine, and I'll probably move this based out of the center here based on how big these are going to be. But I have gold again, because I'll have some gold accents in my 12 by 12 probably, and then just the red and green twine. And that's easy to sit in here, and then I can just grab it when I need it to cut tags and things like that. So I think that is largely what it needs to be at the moment. So I think I can push this to the side, and I will bring back my basket here so you guys can see what's going on here. And I just realized, sorry, that I must have either hit or whatever, hit the camera or whatever happened there. So hopefully, trying to figure out how to do this so I can show you this and then still read what, hold on a second. Here's how we're gonna do this. I can put this to the side. Okay, I think you're gonna get the general idea of this anyway. Okay, so next up, let's talk, and I think the last thing I'm going to do is show you my Ellie Studio kit and divide it up. So I have these 4 envelopes here, and what these are is they are little labels and cut aparts, basically from Ellie Studio, from all past kits. And if the world worked perfectly, I would actually have like that little red tray. I'd probably have like 10 little places, but these are old ones. So if I don't find a green like label or something like that, I can take these and grab them from here. So that's what these are. So there's pink and red, green. There's one that's all sorts of miscellaneous colors, and then there's an aqua here and navy. And those are Christmas, completely Christmas themed. I also have mine, these are 4x6 photo cases, and that's where the ones are that are just single colors. These are everyday scrapbooking ones. So I do divide them up according to whether they're Christmas or not. And that's right, sits right above. You can tell there's a little shelf, two shelf thing right in front of me if I need those. I also have a couple of die cut things from really old collections that I'll go into every so often. And I think at the end of this year, I'm going to take a really hard look at these and decide if I'm ever going to really use them. This one is a old American Crafts collection. And then I have another ephemera collection from an old Pebbles collection as well. So these are die cuts here. I'm going to put those behind though. I tend to use them a little bit less. And then, oh, and then I have some tags from that same Pebbles collection. So I think that's how they're going to get organized at the moment, but that may change as we go through this. I'm reserving the right to change this stuff as I see fit as I'm going through. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change it already, I can tell. Okay, then I have also, these are just packages of die cuts from other older collections here, from a Simple Stories collection that I used, I think, 2 years ago, from Not a Creature with Stirring, which might be 3 years ago that I haven't finished these up. And really, I wish I could just shove them all in that dish, but I just don't have the room. Otherwise, I definitely would. So as I'm saying this, I'm going to bring forward that American Crafts and that kind of stuff, and then put the label stuff behind it, the LE Studio labels, so that I can see those. Then next up, and this is why I said I reserve the right to change it, I have these Merry Moments LE Studio die cut tags, and that came from last year, I think. So that can go in there. And I'm just doing this, you can tell, so I can kind of go through things and see things and, you know, all of that good stuff. And it's really easy for me to thumb through all this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm just trying to do a little bit of more tags. I think these will be consolidated next year because they're different LE Studio tags again too. I'll just put them all together, and I do use them. So, okay, next, let's look at some smaller things of stickers. So these are some mugs, some candy canes, some gumdrops, and I just saw some foam trees, and then some more, and then some cocktails. So what I'll do is I'm going to have an area for stickers, like that kind of thing, and I'll set those behind. I tend to use the labels more and the die cuts more. So that's how I'm going to look at those. Speaking of die cuts, here's another. My kryptonite is anything you can see through, stickers, die cuts, anything like that. You saw that with that. A couple years ago, LE Studio did some acrylic shapes like hearts and stars and all sorts of stuff. And I have not fully used these up. And I just dumped a couple of them out. Sorry, guys. That wasn't really that catastrophic, but I made a loud noise. And so I'm going to pop those in, and I'll pop them back by the stickers as well. Last year I made a really good effort at trying to use some of those up, and I did a pretty good job at it. Next, let's talk about brads and that kind of stuff. So I have some adhesive brads left from last year. These actually don't have the backs to them, and then these Pebbles ones do. So I think I'm going to tuck those before the stickers, because I know there's other kind of stickers that are coming. Speaking of which, here's some puffy stickers from last year's collection that I also need to use up. Now you see why I didn't buy a whole collection, because I do have things left that I don't need to do that. And I'm going to pop the puffy stickers behind. And then I'm just going through, grabbing miscellaneous stuff here. I just found 2 miscellaneous things of enamel dots that are left. So those are very Christmassy. I'm actually going to pop those in the front here because they're not just one color. They're many colors. And I thought I had those sitting in there. So that's good that we found those. And then let me go through other stickers here. Oh, another little puffy sticker piece here. Now, I try to keep this organized all through the season and to keep them sort of in these categories, but it doesn't always work, just so that you know, ideally. But see how easy this is as I'm thumbing through this stuff? It's really super simple. Some New Year's Eve-like stickers, which I actually did use last year. So we're going to pop those back in here too. This is a general thing of stickers from Ellie Studio with different, like, this one just says popcorn. I think I'm gonna, we'll stick that in another spot. But just some Christmas things, phrase stickers, basically. They now, instead of coming like this, they come on a bigger sheet. So we'll be running into these again. So I think I'm gonna stick those for now here at the front of my stickers, and we'll see how that works. And then if you've used LA Studios kits, you know they come up with different ways to do dates. So these I'm going to put in the back of all those stickers for now. I may decide to flip them more to the front. So those are, you know, I'll just go through and I can go through different sheets and find things. So I don't necessarily use the same color because, I didn't talk about this. My December daily goes from December 1st actually through January 1st. So I actually have 32 days in mine, which is why I mix them up, because then I can take some of those smaller stickers. I missed one here. Some of those smaller stickers like these and make 32 if I want to do that. Okay. Let's see. Just looking to see what else I have in here. I just found another different type of this is from Chamel. These are enamel dots basically, but they're enamel stickers. So I'm going to pop that into that bag again. And then a couple of things that we need to pop in here. There's a couple of, sorry guys, more of these, what do I want to call these guys? The flare badges. So we'll pop those in there. And then I have two very specific washi tapes here. This one is not in great shape. So let me just, I think I was going to use that on something and then it didn't work out and I just left it and it didn't translate well. Okay, so this is presents and do not open until December 25th. I thought I had a mitten one, so I'm going to have to go back in and look because I think I do and I just somehow didn't get translated. So look at that. That's pretty much empty, although I have a few things here that I think I know what I'm going to do with, but I'll have to show that to you in just a second. Okay, other things that need to go in. Stamps, okay? So I have some Allie Edwards stamps here. I have some Illustrated Faith stamps. I have some stamps from Christmas Comfort stamp from Wild Whisper Designs, a Snowflake, a North Pole. Do I ever use these? Pretty much no. But I'm putting them in here anyway because maybe I'll actually use them. And then this is a metal attacher die. I did use this last year. So they're nice to put on the edges of brochures, you know, that kind of a thing. And then you can attach it right into your book with those holes. And as I'm saying this, I think I'm missing an Allie Edwards sticker. So this is how, oops, I grab my die. Here's my dies. This is how I do my dies. So that's in a basket. They all are. I add them in baskets. And then, here, I'll flip this basket quick. So this is my basket for my stamps. Again, I don't use them very often, but here we go. Allie Edwards Christmas phrases. I have used these. So I want to get those in there. And then just want to make sure, yeah, this is the other one just showing up, making priorities, the story, gratitude, feelings, this photo, that kind of thing. I'm going to put this one in here towards the back as well too. So here is how all my stamps are sitting, and that metal attacher die piece is sitting in there now too. So let me get this out of the way because that will be annoying if we have to keep looking at that. Okay. Then I have a couple of things that I want to go in here, like this. Sometimes I'll put this in my tray. Sometimes I will pop it into my basket. I think what I'm going to do is pop it into my tray right here. And we'll see how that goes. And then I've got this warm and cozy stamp, which is a Chamel stamp, actually. Except it's not fitting very well. I think I'm just going to tuck that in here in that wood veneer so that it doesn't get hurt. I'm a little worried about that one. Okay, let's see. I'm playing around with what I'm going to do here. Let's get into the bottom part of the tray, and then we'll deal with some other little things that I still have left from the top of the tray. I kind of need to assess my space. So this is not always the best camera work. And then let me see if I can give you a better shot of this. I can't really get my camera up any higher than it already is, unfortunately. It's already extended as far up as I can get it. So I'm going to kind of turn this so we can get more of this basket in here, and I think that'll work. Okay, so now to the bottom of my little piece here. Remember I told you about the Allie Edwards attachers? So that's what these are. And I was reading more about these because they're really thick. And what someone told me is you do cut these in half. And then you can cut them, divide them, the little holes here, to suit you as well too. So just know that with these. So these, I'm going to tuck here as well. So that, oops, that's really not what I want to do. I want to put them back in the bag and then do it. Oh, here's a good example. I've cut, this one like this, you can cut it right in half here and then cut them as you need to so that it fits your binder rings properly. Okay, these are thicker. I didn't love them because they're a lot thicker and they're not as clear as I'd hope they would be, but they're okay. So it is one way to solve that issue. So then these can just sit here as well. And actually, if I want them to, I was going to say, yeah, I'll set them in back because that's not something I'm going to flip through. I'm going to need it. So I'll know that. Okay. More alphas. These I kept in my, bottom of my container because these are really very specific to Christmas. So I'm going to put these in red because they're candy cane striped, but they are red based. So we'll pop those in there. I think those are the only alphas I have. I do have some treat bags. You've seen me use these before for different things. You can punch holes in them. So you can put them directly in their page. You could put that in the 6x8 page protector. Lots of different things you can do with these. I'm just going to tuck them in the back there. Then I have some chipboard. Okay, so this is chipboard that was left from last year. I didn't love this collection as much as I thought I was going to. It's a little modern for me. Let me see. Let's get it in there this way so you can kind of see them. So that I'm just going to put into there. Oops. Right in front of all my lettering. Because my lettering I usually leave in the back. Just kind of seeing. Oh, here's another alpha. It's getting harder. Another alpha here. So we'll go find all that red. And there we go. Hopefully this is translating okay for you guys. I talked about the numbers and, you know, that I would find more. So here's some more numbering systems. So I'm going to go back and pop those back here. Okay, because that's something I'll definitely be looking for. Here's a couple of small, more of those small sticker sheets again. Some labels, just some stickers, miscellaneous stickers, that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to go find that one that I had. And there we go. Okay. More. So here's more of specific to Christmas colors, dots and hearts and that kind of stuff. So this will go back into that little Santa basket. So you know where that is. I don't have to show you that because, you know. Okay, just grabbing what I can here. More lettering again. This is both colors. So I'm just going to pop this in the front. And then I have some puffy word stickers here. Word stickers, that kind of stuff. So let's find our puffies, which are back here. And then a bunch of other miscellaneous stickers, both this is a Christmas cookie collection of what I have left from that. And then this one I've added, this one wasn't full at the end of it, but I added things from other years onto this. And then another Christmas phrase sticker. So let's see, I'm going to pop those back here. And then these other miscellaneous Ellie Studio ones, I'm going to grab and put in there as well. Okay, so we've got that. This is another puffy sticker piece with just miscellaneous stuff left. So let's grab that. And then some chipboard and some label stickers. So the labels I'm going to put up by the phrase stickers, and then the chipboard we'll just put in the back by the other puffies, I think. And you know what? I'm going to take these larger puffy stickers and I'm going to get them out of my way here. I think otherwise I'm not going to be able to flip through as easily because I'll be transitioning between the small stuff and the large stuff. So I'm just going to pop these in here. I'm going to look for these things anyway, like, okay, where can I find like some sort of sticker, that kind of thing. And then I have two miscellaneous, one from Simple Stories and one from Pebbles that I've just been kind of working my way through. These are puffies again as well too. So those can go right there because that's where the puffy stickers are. Okay. Then I have a book from last year. This is a sticker book with phrases and then just stickers in general. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stick this, let's see, let's put it back here behind all the other Ellie's Studio stickers. Actually, before I get to the dates stuff. Yeah, there we go. Here's all the dates stuff. So that'll be where my dates will be behind there. Okay. Then, what else do I have in my magic box? I have these shaped buttons. Again, that came from that pack that somebody gave me. And I'm going back and forth. I'm going to put that to the side because I'm going back and forth on how to handle these. Okay. Then another big thing that needs to happen is paper. Okay, so this is some leftover 6x8 paper and then a smaller 6x6 pad. I'm going to put that all the way to the back in front of the chipboard just because there's a lot of it there. And see how I'm starting to fill my basket here? I have a little bit left, and this is kind of what's sort of making me think about how am I going to use things. And then I have, last but not least, I have some Maya Road snowflakes. They were chipboard, just plain chipboard. I made them white. So here's some more. You all know that I have a snowflake obsession if you've been watching me for any amount of time. Okay, so there's that. Then, if you're paying attention, there's one very important part to my December daily that I am missing. And that is the cards. Okay, so I'm going to keep this out. We're going to put the cards in here. Probably even right in front there. But we'll have to add to that, and I'll show you that in just a second. And this is helping me make my mind up what's going to happen with some of these smaller pieces. So let me show you what I'm talking about with smaller pieces. So I have wood veneer, I have acrylic, different pieces here, some old color cast stuff, some old LE Studio stuff, all very Christmas themed. So what I'm going to do here, I always separate my my snowflakes out because I use them for pretty specific things. And then I'm just going to pop my wood veneer together, and gall darn it, this Polar Express ticket I need to use this year. I tried last year and didn't do it. And then there's a Santa sighting one and a Make It Merry one. These are acrylic pieces from Color Cast that I hadn't used up. And then this little, some of these little cork embellishments. Let's see what else I have here. I have a couple of epoxy flares, and these are cookie themed, so I'm hoping to use them on cookie layouts. Some stars here. And then I have some wood trees there. And then just let's see, this one says spirit, this one says seasons, this one says shine. So a little bit more wood veneer here. And then this is some stuff that I got from, it's not LE Studio, it came in a little Santa package and a little tree, so kind of wood veneer but not really. So I'm going to pop that in there as well too. And what we're going to do with all of this stuff is I'm going to pop this in my little basket here, I think. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's put the snowflakes in, and then we'll put the wood in. We're going to pop the acrylic in, and then the cork, the enamels. I can pop this wood veneer. These are just the bigger trees. I'll put those buttons. Remember, I didn't know what to do the buttons. So buttons here. Actually, I think the buttons are going to go in this little back piece. I won't use those as much because they don't really match colors very well. Hopefully I won't forget they're there. But I pick this up pretty frequently. So then we'll put the trees in there. And then I'll put the stars on the side here as well too. So I can now flip through all of this. This is what I did last year, where I put the enamel dots and then these things, because otherwise this is going to get really hard to flip through. And I'll show you why in just a second. And then I do have, those of you who have watched this for years, remember these, the naughty and nice ornament. I still have that darn thing, and it needs to get used. I almost used it last year and it didn't get used. Okay, so that's that. I do have some ribbon here, and I'm just gonna pop that right in here. I think that will work. I might move that eventually, but you know, at least I have a place to start, right? Then I have these old Christmas bingo cards from an old collection. What I like to do with these is I like to either use an attacher on it or just directly punch it and then put a photo on it. Now, I will tell you, if I don't use these this year, I think I'm going to just lose them. I think they're going to go away. Just because I've had them for years, and I just have not been using them. I think it's time for them to either get used or to go away. All right. So the other thing I need to do is go back in and add, these are some red cards that I put in that I could use in my regular scrapbooking, but they came from Christmas things. So I'm going to pop those back in this. These are definitely Christmas related. All of these. And I have 4x6 in the back and then 3x4s in the front. And then we're going to get into my kit. Okay, so just checking to see how much of this you can see. You kind of can. You have an idea of what I'm doing here, so okay. So back to kit. Let me take some of the bigger things out. December 2024 calendar. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this in a 6x8 page protector and put it in the back of my album. As I do things on different days, then what I'll do is I'll write on it. At the very end, I decorate it if I somehow, okay? So that's something that I need to work with once I am done talking to you guys. This is something new this year. It's these On This Day in December. And they're not a full, I think they're a 3, and I took my mat off here, but I think they're a 3x8 journaling piece that you can write on. So I'm going to put this kind of in the back here so I can find this to document with. Also in my kit, more lettering, which, you know, I have a lettering addiction, right? So you knew that was coming. This year, the fonts are small and red and green. I don't remember if there were any other lettering options, but there may have been. So those are going to go in the back. Another lettering option in green, or red. That's red, Kelly. So that's going to go in here as well. Okay. The numbers for this year that I purchased are these red ones, and then these little green circles on the back. So that's going to go in with all of my numbering. I'm going to put them in the front because they're new and fun and shiny. There is a pack of paper that I bought as part of that. I think that's, yeah, that's part of the kit, I believe. If it's not, I'm sorry, but that's what the kind of what the papers look like. That's going in where my papers are. And then there is a sheet of phrase stickers. I really have loved these the last couple of years, so I'm happy to have more. So I'll put that right in front again. And then I'm going to grab, there's also a sheet of these chipboard labels that I'm going to put also with the label letter stickers that are, or label stickers that are right behind there. There is a sheet of heart and puffy stickers here. So we'll pop those in there. Oh, green alphas, which I now have a ton of green alphas. So we're going to get those in there. These are bigger than ones that I had from a couple years ago. So I'm going to pop those behind there. There are some regular label stickers. I don't have any other red and green. So red and green label stickers. Those are something I use quite a bit of. So I'm going to pop those in front of the phrase stickers because I use those a lot. The So this is from last year, these winter chipboard circles. I loved them, and I think I used them all up. And then this is the kit chipboard as well. So we're going to pop those all in the back here by where all the chipboard and all that, the puffies and the chipboard and all that stuff is. So I have those to look through. Oh, I have these snow globe puffy stickers as well. I think these were extra that you bought them, but don't quote me on any of this. I don't remember. If you want to see the kit and then what I bought extra, you can go to that video that's already in that playlist that I told you about. So pop those in the back. The one thing I need to do is I did buy the November 2024 Ellie Studio kit, and it has 3x4 cards in it, obviously, because that's what they do, and then some die cuts. So when I'm done, I will go through and I will punch the die cuts out and then put them in that spot. Okay. So let me just sort of put those on the side. And then I think, yeah, we have a little bit more to deal with here. I say that like it's a problem. I have these Mary die cut label stickers, which or label cutout circles that are really cute. So I'm going to put those up by the tags. I've used some of those kinds of things in the past, and I've really enjoyed that. And then I have this year's cardstock die cuts and then the word strips. So I am going to pull those out and put them in. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to move this aside. So those will go in there. So will these. I'm just going to empty, and it looks like what I'm probably going to do is those packs of the other ones, I'm probably going to mix in with this, I think, when I get them. Otherwise, I'll take these and I'll put them back into their, if it's too much, and it might be, because I like to be able to thumb through stuff pretty easily here. If this is too much, I'll put them back in its package. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do, because I can see this is going to be an issue already. Let's just pop these here. I'm going to put these back in their package, and they're just going to go in my basket where all the other die cuts are sitting. And I'll know I have them, because I think that's going to be an issue. I'll update you as I go through and use these things if it doesn't work quite that way. Okay, so here's the pieces, and just go, if you want to see what it actually is, you can go right to my, that video again. I keep referring to that. This December 2024 is really important. I used to decorate the front of my album cover, but I don't anymore because it's velvet. But I can use this on my first page or somewhere else or on a layout. I think I didn't use it on the first page last year. I think I ended up using it later. Okay, so those are going in there. I'm going to pop that there so I can see it prevalently. And then these, I'd forgotten about these December word strips. So very similar to those lovely stickers that I have really fallen in love with for using. And those I'm going to add in with these here. Okay. So we have that. So that's a nice little sort of batch of things. And then I have this here holding that place for everything else. If this doesn't work in here, I'll put these in the top of the washi tape, and I can do it that way. And I'm trying to think if this is going to work. Yeah, I think that's okay. Like more words. This is like a date stamp from American Crafts. And I'm trying to think, how far does this even go? 13, 15, 16, 17. This only goes to 2017, but what you can do is don't stamp that or wipe it off before you stamp the whole thing. And then, so you just use your date and then a phrase here. Sometimes I'll just use the phrase. You have to either be very careful inking or you can wipe it. I use a baby wipe or something like that, which I have in my scrapbook room. Okay, so I got that. You know what? I never did put these in. So these are that. This is those pocket pages. So I'm going to pop that back in by the labels and stamps. So I've got that put away. The other thing I haven't shown you before I do the last thing I need to do is I have a snowflake punch, a tree punch, and a star punch that are really little. I'm just going to put those right on top of the washi tapes. And someday I will empty that bigger wood veneer and I can do that in that cup. That's my ultimate plan. One other thing that came up before, actually, I said I was almost done, but I have this one to do too. This is some of the leftover stickers, and I think I had double sheets of everything last year, so that's why I have so much left over here. This is a 12 by 12 sheet. I'm going to put that in that paper binder with all the pattern paper, just because it's 12 by 12, so it doesn't fit in my regular stuff. Sorry guys, I just dropped something that I need to grab. Okay, anyway, so that's all set. Okay, that I need to deal with. Lastly, the cards. Okay, so we just saw me get all sorts of cards from that Ellie Studio kit. So I'm going to pull out the ones that are more Thanksgiving related. So there's 3x4 cards there. That's why I bought this, by the way. I love some of the cards in here. And there is, I just saw there's a currently reading one, which that will be really cool because I do every year, I read Christmas books during December. So that will be nice. Okay. And I have a feeling this is going to be ugly in just a second. Here's one that I won't use. I know it's going to be, that's going to go in with my Thanksgiving stuff. Pop those in there. I think what's going to have to happen is that my 4x6s are going to have to come out of here. For now. They'll go back eventually. Because here are my cards from the kit. No, maybe not. Maybe I can get them in. I think in past years I've had to take them out. I'm going to take them out because. So this is what's the 4x6s that are kind of left here, and I'm going to pop those in front of all those die cuts in this. They're right here in the little side basket here. So they're handy for me. And actually maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them, I'm going to tuck them in between some of these stamps because I'm afraid that they will get marred. Until I have more room, I can put them back in there. That's what happens when you have too many cards. But you know my love of 3x4 cards. And then this last one are some 3x4 cards. And this wrapper I can throw out. The other ones I've been saving. This is one that's shopping related because I thought that was a cute little, a little piece, kind of a thing that's shopping related. Now the funny part is I've done most of my Christmas shopping already, but I could use like this purchases one on the page where I wrap, kind of a thing. Like I could do the shop rest, and then this purchases on that particular layout because with a piece of my wrapping paper, and then a list that I keep on my phone of every year I keep a list on my phone of the presents I'm buying, and then I put that with a piece of my wrapping paper somehow. So what I'm going to do with this is, remember I told you how I sometimes take a picture and then I, excuse me guys, my voice has been pretty good. then I put them in that for future ideas. I'm going to do that with this because I know I want to use these in that way. The other one that I should pull out, if I can find it really quickly, is that book related one. And then, oh, the other ones I like to pull out are the notes from Christmas Eve and notes from Christmas Day, because otherwise you forget to use them. Because what I will do is, if there is, and I'll show you this in just a second, if there's something that says the 24th or 25th, I pull them out. Okay, I missed the currently reading one. I saw it at one point. Okay, let's go back here. Then I'm going to pull these out, and I'll grab my book again, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Joy. Oh, here's a card that says Thanksgiving details from that kit that I'm going to pull out. And an orange card. Here's the currently reading one. Okay, so these are cards I'm saving special to make myself look at them a lot so I don't forget to use them in layouts. And then when I take the pictures, I can do that. And then let me show you what I was saying about the notes from Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Let's see if I have one of these in here. A lot of times you'll get, oh, look at this. There's a reading die cut. So we're going to put that in there. And there's a wrapping die cut to go with that. I don't always do this so early, but since we're talking about how I organize, let's do that. So that goes with this layout. See, I'm already planning ahead. I mean, I've done this for, oh gosh, I don't remember, more than 15 years now. I kind of know how I work. And look at the cute little Santas. Maybe there's no December 24th thing in here. No Christmas Eve, that kind of thing. Which I kind of like because, depending on your life, you don't always celebrate Christmas Eve. This one is a little Jingle Bells like phrase. I'm going to pop that in there because it looks a lot like those other ones, as does this Pa-Rum-Pa-Pum-Pum. Let's kind of get like product with like product there. Okay. Let me show you. Okay, because I'm sure they've got it on here somewhere. Well, here's a Christmas movie time, so that's kind of a fun one if you've got that going on. And I don't remember if I saw a Christmas movie card or not. Right now I don't see Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so maybe they don't have it. Here's mailing Christmas cards. So that's another one that I have to kind of remember to use. It's one of the reasons I do like to, before I get started, look a little bit at this. And you know what? They don't, oh, here's Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, Christmas Day, Christmas night, okay? So when I get closer to those, I will take something that I can stick these on, and I'll tuck it in the page in my book that I'm going to show you in just a second. And this is how some of the planning goes as I'm making this. So I don't obviously pre-make layouts. I know some people do and it works for them. It absolutely does not work for me. I've tried that with other things and it just doesn't work. Okay. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, these are the special cards and a couple of the special pieces there. This Christmas reading one will probably come at the end, more towards the week after Christmas, because at that point, then I'll be able to write down the different books that I've been reading and that kind of thing. The wrapping definitely will come before Christmas Eve. As a matter of fact, my boyfriend's sister is coming home for Thanksgiving. So she does either Thanksgiving or Christmas every year. And one year she does one year she does another one. And she'll be home for Thanksgiving this year. So not only is she getting her birthday card, but she's also going to get her, oh, let me get one more of these. So I'm gonna have a lot of these 6x8s in the back, and that's okay. It helps me because I see things often. I like that, to be reminded of what I want to do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck these in here. And then along with this can go any photos that I'm planning on using. I could also pop, actually, what I'm going to do is, because these receipts will be used with the wrapping stuff, I'm actually going to put all this wrapping theme stuff together. And then this is actually a page already. I have no idea what this page is going to look like, but there's the stuff for it. I'm sure there's stickers in there too. Okay. Then I'm going to take the rest of these cards, try to separate them out a little bit so I kind of remember what that one was behind. And I don't mind, these are really safe in here. I don't mind that these are sitting out from the way I normally store them. These are 4x6 Cropper Hopper photos, by the way, photo holders. I didn't tell you that. Okay, there's this one. And then, remember this guy? So he is just going to sit here, and once a week, every couple of days, depending on how activities are going, I will grab this, and this needs to be cut down just a tiny bit. So I will do that at some point so I don't bend it. But I've got that, or actually I might wait until I decide what's on the other side. But I have that calendar's in there. Here's my planning stuff starting to happen. I can put photos in here as well too. This is that page that I know I'm going to do, so I'm keeping my receipts, but I've also got some pieces for ideas there, okay? So that's what's happening in my album. This needs to go back in here again. And that goes right in the front because it's so important. Whew! How long have we been on? An hour. So, and I just looked and the Packers are already playing because I've been chit-chatting so much. But anyway, and that's fine. There we go, guys. I have a couple things to do. I have to take these guys apart. I have to go find my glitter paper and that kind of stuff, and I'll just pop that along. I take my paper and I store it not on my calyx unit, but what I do is I store it just to my right hand in between my stacks of faux solid paper and my baskets of letters. So that will have a place that it sits, easy to grab when I'm working on this and all of that. And that's the biggest tip that I can give you. You know, obviously, if I hadn't been talking to you guys, it probably still would have taken me an hour. I probably spent this morning doing some organization and organizing the papers. Oh, that's cool, Carrie. Carrie said the 49ers quarterback today grew up next door. So obviously, the more organized you are, the easier it is to find things. So that hour or two of prep when you're in the season makes it so much easier. That is how I get a layout done every day, is because I am constantly, working really fast, having to work fast, doing the videos and all of that. If I had to go find my product every day, that would be awful. And that's years ago, I started keeping stuff in a basket, and I've just kept doing that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. You will see, today you won't see, or I'm sorry, a week from today, you will not see a layout because I'm making the memory. But the first page you will see will be on Monday, December 2nd, at some point, probably in the evening, I'm guessing, kind of knowing the way life life is working during workday. So, all right, you guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. It has been a total pleasure. I am so looking forward to getting started, and I will see you guys again on December 2nd. Bye, everybody.